Welcome. Hello.
Hello. We, Hemeldakbewoners, we were looking for personal stories, and you sent your story.
And what's your story?
My story begins in 2013 in Syria, in the second year of the Syrian civil war. I'm an artist, a singer, and a filmmaker, and my husband is a poet, Syrian poet. Also, we have a son. He's 19 years old, and the story of Dilbi goes to 2013. It was the second year of the Syrian civil war in Mashta al-Hulu, in the mountain, southeastern of Syria, where we had many refugees. People were running away from the cities like Aleppo and Homs and Damascus because of the war, Hama, many cities of Syria. And that was the only safe spot that people could come to. And it was summer, it was in June. And then a branch of this big tree that's called Dilbi got broken. Dilbi is a 400 years old tree in the middle of the village. So a branch of this tree fell, and for us it was just like a sign of, of sorrow, of depression, of death, because when the mother tree that's been standing there so proud for so many years, and it feels the pain of its children, that people are dying, young men are dying, children are dying because of the war. So for us, it was a sign of really something very terrible. It shook us really bad. And then it was me, my husband, and a friend of us who's Wael. He runs now the cultural center in Syria, Dilbi. We decided, to make something out of this broken branch. Of course, at that time, it was really crazy to do such a thing because people were thinking only about food and how to survive and a shelter. And we thought, okay, let's make a statue out of this broken branch. And people were like, are you crazy? A very small group of people who actually believed in art.
Okay.
We believe, we always have hope. In the middle of the disaster, we always think, but we could do something. We could come up with something. And so what we did, we called a sculptor and we asked him to make a statue. Of course, we didn't know what kind of a statue we wanted. We just wanted something that represents power, represents birth, represents life against death. And he had to do work for like 10, 11 days. And during those 11 days when it was work in progress, it was summer, we sat around the tree, we put some chairs, me, my husband, some friends, and some other poets as well, and my students, and we sat, we played music, we recited poetry, we sang, we danced, and then we called people randomly from the street, people are passing, please come and join us. Yeah. And for us at that moment, it was the only time after 2 years that all Syrians were united under that tree, despite of where you come from, what is your religion, what is your political view. So we already did something, we achieved something, that people again loved each other. So that was the main point. We started also having some activities for children while the guy was working and doing the sculpture. We had our children, they had painting classes, and we did photography. And after 11 days, we had the statue. It was the statue of birth, and they painted it and they just put it in front of the tree, and we took like huge group photos. And from that point, we started Dilbi Cultural Center. Every year we have Dilbi Cultural Center. Dilbi Festival that we do it also in summer, every summer. Sometimes it's 10 days, sometimes 1 week. It depends also on the financial support. And of course, last year, because of Corona, we had only 3 days. When I left home in Syria in 2015, I felt that I lost home forever. But I always had this feeling but I carry everything, all the memories, everything inside my heart. And that's why when I came here to Belgium and I wanted to start a business and also a cultural center, I called it also Dilbi. So we created a new Dilbi here. We have a second home here, which is Belgium, which is beautiful. They give us a second chance to live. Why can't we make the best out of it?
What's home for you?
Home for me is the place where you are welcomed, where you are respected, where you have a voice, where you have your freedom. That is home for me. When I feel welcome and respected and I can be myself without thinking of traditions, without thinking of politics, I can do what I want and I can be myself. That is why one of our mission as a Dilbi Cultural Center, as children of Dilbi, as we say, it's to clarify and make things clear and spread awareness of our children who are, let's say, born here or they've been here for the first 2 years of their life. It's good to keep your identity, but it's also very, very important to integrate and be productive to this place that give you the chance to live and also make them part of it. I want you also to be part of us. We integrate in you, you integrate in us.
Yeah, that's a nice
and we live in a really nice and beautiful atmosphere. We can do that. It's not impossible. As long as you have love and you think as human, we could do that. It's not impossible.
The main thing that people can bring together is connection and love.
Yes.
And when you see it in a bigger place, bigger view, and that's also what you want to bring with your Dilbi project here in Belgium.
Yes, I started the Dilbi Children Choir also a few months ago with the help of Arenberg Theatre. So we're going on and on. We're working also on a musical, doing few projects, things that I could do in the very limited, because of the measures, of course. We try also to help people to do translation, go with them to the hospital, help students and help adults who are like over let's 50 years old and they cannot find a job, and just we're trying to connect and contain everyone, trying to give also a hand for other nationalities as well, because Dilbi is not only for Syrians, it's for everyone.
You speak about activities you will do with, and you already did with the Dilbi.
Yes.
What kind of activities are they?
Yeah, so at the beginning we did music performance, a music concert with Shalan. It was a Damas duo, so it was a perfect example for a Syrian-Belgian integration, and it is what we want to deliver. And it was really beautiful. We had a beautiful 40 minutes of performance, and then after that we had some finger food and drinks. So people were there, they started talking to each other, they got to know each other, and that was the plan, that every last Sunday of every month we do activities which people get to meet each other, talk, get to know each other, even know each other through music or through poetry. I started the Dilbi Children's Choir with the help of Arenberg. They said, okay, we have bigger space because I do my activities in the restaurant, and my restaurant is small. So they said, okay, we could do it unless we have a bigger space, we have a piano, you can train your children. So I was really excited.
It's not only for Syrian children, or
no, it's I have now 2 Iraqi children joined me. Maybe after some time they will join me, people from other nationalities. Everyone is welcome.
How do you reach the people?
First of all, it was because of my restaurant, Dilbi restaurant, which we started to do, me and my husband, in 2016. It's a very traditional artistic restaurant at which we present few meals that when you go to your mother house or to your mother-in-law's house or grandmother's house in Syria, then you have like this rich table with full of food and full of appetizers and grills, and it's like a lot of food. Is like really generous, and even if you cannot eat anymore, we have to force you to eat it. Please have more. Please have more. It's like that. This is our restaurant. So people got to know us through the restaurant, and then when the customers come to us, I consider them guests. I talk to them. I don't want them only to eat and leave. So I tell them, okay, this is my story. This is my husband's story. This is Dilbi. This is what we do. And when I have a performance, I invite them. I tell them I have a performance next month. If you like it, you could come. And then, of course, through Facebook and through the page of Dilbi.
And you reach all kind of people?
Yes. Yes, I do.
So
I do.
Belgians, Syrians,
yes.
all together.
Yeah. I do that because that's the main point.
That's
of course, now I'm more limited because of Corona. But the moment I want to do the first thing I want to do once this is open, I want to do Dilbi Cultural Festival, which is for maybe 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And I want to. Yeah, it's like a big hug to people, even like if we don't hug them or shake hands with them. I want to have a fresh start so people get to know more about us and be part of us even more. That's what I want to do. So we can also go further with the activities because we don't do only music. We do theater, poetry, photography, also some culture, some personal development activities. That is also important. Some lectures, maybe with the psychiatrist or also with the social assistant who comes and just talks. I just want, this door to be open to everyone. Feel free to speak up your mind and your soul, despite of politics or religion. Yeah.
And where do you get all your power and inspiration from? The need, I really feel a need. You want to connect people to art, to food, to love, warmth. What's in you that...
It's you guys who inspire me. After this interview, I know I have a lot of energy and a lot of power and I want to do more and more. It's people's reaction to my story, to myself, and to my work. And I think from my own experience, the more positive you are, I'm not saying that we have to be positive all the time. That's not possible. I also have my moments, I collapse and I feel depressed, but I don't let that break me because we've been through a lot. And look at this now. We're Corona. It just came out, and what do? We don't give up. We have to continue, and we have to move on and do more and more. So people who live with me, people who I see, people who I meet all the time, they inspire me. And when you give energy also to people, when you give them positivity, they appreciate it and you affect in them, you influence them, and they do it their own way. I believe in the human power. We could do a lot. We can be very bad and we can destroy a lot. Means we can really be very good also and do a lot. Inspiration is something very important, and I'm sure you know how psychology plays a role in this, but I think you really don't have to study much and think too much to deliver something good to people. A smile would be nice, a nice word, a compliment would be nice. Why can't we just be nice to each other? Here, I'm trying, to bring the story of Dilbi slowly on the table to make people understand and believe in me. But before that, I had to be good and successful in my business. I have to contribute in the economy. I have to pay taxes. I have to show people, okay, I'm becoming like you. I want to do something. I want to thank you for receiving me here. Then when you're credible, when people see you're successful and you mean it, you're not just showing off, they will support you. So the consistency, the continuity always helps. And you will be standing also on a solid ground. That is very, very important as well.
You feel other people from other countries who come here, they have to prove themselves, or?
It's not that they have to prove themselves, because look, you always come to a new place and you think they hate you. You think they're racist. You think, okay, maybe this is happening. I'm not saying that it's not happening, but think about it. You are a Belgian citizen. You live in Belgium. You are facing a lot of problems economically. You pay a lot of taxes. For example, in social life, in politics, there are a lot of parties. You're already suffering. And then someone comes from another country while you're having so much frustration, and they want to take also free money to live, free money for, to get cured, blah, blah, blah. Some people are kind and they love to do that. Some people, they're already so frustrated. But we cannot blame them. We cannot blame people. Why are you being racist to me? Why do you hate me? Okay, you start. The newcomer, you start. I mean, if you're smiling to people, if you're nice, if you're kind, if they notice that you're working, you want to do something, you want to start a new life, you want to pay taxes like them, why would they hate you? You're not going to lose any of your dignity when you take the first step. And if you want to keep your identity and your culture, do it in a nice way. Present it in a nice way. Don't make people hate you. Don't make people feel that, oh my God, what is he doing? He comes to our country and then he wants to force his beliefs and don't do that.
It's also both sides. It's welcome from the both sides.
Of course. It's not like, we're not perfect. We make mistakes. Sometimes I feel like, oh my God, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to pay so much taxes? Yeah, I get angry. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. And I find it also, and I mentioned it also in the newspaper a few months ago, that, sometimes few things in the country, let's say with the law, with the law of taxes, as if it's forcing me to close my business and just go sit at home and take money from the OSAM way. That's the last thing I want to do. But sometimes, the pressure, the big pressure of the financial situation forced you to do that, and then you blame the country and you blame others. So I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy.
No.
But to be a strong person and to have the satisfaction between you and yourself, think positive. Okay, I'm paying taxes, but at the same time, my son is going to a great school. If I'm sick, if I have, a huge disease, a very dangerous disease, there are hospitals that takes me. I've been helping people, taking them to hospitals. They come from different countries, and the hospitals are great. The doctors are great. What more do you want? So you always have to think, okay, there are the bad things, but there are the very good things. So it's up to you.
What do you wish for you, for your story, for Dilbi, for the world?
I think me and Dilbi, we became one, especially the last 4 years, because of course I miss home so much. And now I'm building my home here.
You have even
Dilbi everywhere. My mask.
You're building your home. Yeah.
Yes. So it's in my restaurant. It's in my cultural center. It's with Aaron Berich. It's with Tonelhouse. It's with you now that I know you. I'm happy to know you, and it's with everything. So I'm actually building home, and I want to spread. Like this tree. It's standing there, it's strong. I want to stay like this tree. And I want to have many branches everywhere.
Like a mother tree.
Yes. I want to hug these people. I want to it's my dream is to spread Dilbi all over Europe at the moment. And of course, later on in the whole world. I want to have Dilbi Cultural Center everywhere. The children of Dilbi has to be everywhere. Because I believe of the power of this tree, even if I'm like 1,000 kilometers away.
What's your object that you bring? I think it's really. Can you hold it maybe?
Yes, of course. I hold it and I hug it. Definitely, yes, I hug it like this. All right, so this I received in 2019. It was. In one of my performances, the story of Dilbi, 2018, sorry if I'm going to be accurate. I had the performance, The Daughter of Dilbi, in Red Star Line Museum. And it was my husband's nephew. He went to Syria for a visit. And I called him and I'm like, okay, can you go to the cultural center and let them talk to me? It's important. They're like, what? I told them, I'm doing The Daughter of Dilbi. And I want, if you could make for me a small statue of the Daughter of Dilbi and maybe a small branch of the tree, because I want to dedicate it to the museum. Because, Red Star Line Museum, it's also a very famous museum for all the history. Yes, the history. And I wanted our story to be in history as well. So I was so excited, and I was also worried because I had only 10 days and they had to finish it all in 10 days. And I'm putting so much pressure. Yeah, I can be a dictator sometimes. Yeah, so I'm like, please, try to finish it. We have only 10 days. And so this piece and the statue of birth and this photo travel from Majd al-Halu to Damascus to Beirut and then to Germany and then to Belgium, to Antwerp. Yeah. So this is a piece of my heart that I left in Syria. And when our customers or our visitors to the cultural center come to us, I show them, I tell them, this is it, you can touch it, you can touch Dilbi.
We want to thank you for your personal story, for your
enthusiasm.
Yes, same.
Power.
Warmth.
Inspiration.
Thank you very much.
You can continue.
Yes, thanks to you for receiving me and Dilbi today. It's also, it makes me very happy and it gives me power that we talk about.
Yeah.
Every time I talk about it, it brings me back home and home. So my first home and my second home.
Yeah. We have something for you also. So we put our inspiration together.
Oh, that's so nice. Excited. Oh, this is so nice. Thank you. Wow.
Can you recognize your story?
Yes. I'm so touched. Sorry.
It's Dilbi everywhere.
It's amazing. It's exactly what I want.
Ja. Dilbi. Zoals vrede op zijn meest kwetsbare om aandacht schreeuwt, zo blijven de takken ontworteld in leven, zelfs als het heel zwart sneeuwt. Zoals het zingen van de kinderen verbondenheid verblijdt, zo groeien ringen en wortels van de boom wijd verspreid.